Well, now, not only did you give my where I live away, Joel, just in the first 2 seconds,
I mean, we
but
can just cut it out or bleep
maybe
it
Craig,
out.
maybe Craig didn't catch it,
Or we can just blare it.
We just put some music over it real quick.
or like bass boost it.
Or just, put in like a movie quote, vengeance or something. I don't know.
Um,
I have it totally like not match the tempo of how Marcel was talking, so it sounds more epic.
bum bum bum.
Um, guys,
What's up?
Yo.
can you believe that it's been a year?
A whole rotation around the sun. I see. We're there. We did it. We
A little
survived.
more than that. It's a little bit more than that.
Yeah. This conversation is a little late, but
Hey, listen. Well, first of all, you didn't have to say anything. Nobody's watching us live. We could have said, "Yeah, we recorded this exactly on the day." Now they know that we're fucking procrastinating.
hey man, life happens.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, man. You had like 2 knockouts in a row.
Bruh. Like for real, like I don't know. Life just happens. You know, you can't control it sometimes. But it's okay because we're here now, and that's all that matters.
Hell yeah.
Um,
And we're here with you guys after a year.
yeah, and if you guys
Hell
have been
yeah.
with us for a year, thank you. Because we know that we're not probably the best podcast around, but we are a podcast.
I was gonna say we are a podcast. If you didn't.
To the tens of people out there listening to us, thanks for staying along for the ride. And you know,
I just want to say quick analytics, little behind the scenes. Most of our downloads are from the United States, which is dope. So, and it's more than 10. It's certainly more than 10.
But yeah,
oh,
we
God.
we appreciate everybody that's been listening to us for over this past year, and we hope that you guys have been enjoying our random ass fucking conversations. And we definitely have another year to go.
Why'd you say it like that?
Wait.
We're dead. That's it.
We're capped that year too.
The anniversary episode is actually the announcement of the end episode.
Well, guys,
No.
we've been here for a year, but we only have a year left.
I didn't mean it to sound that way, but you know what? Fuck it.
I think what you're trying to say is we have another great year, hopefully, of more content for you guys. I know we have a lot of stuff planned for our listeners and hopefully viewers coming up soon. And we got some stuff in the pipeline. I think that we're going to try to do this year, and I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. I guess we could just use this opportunity to just kind of talk about how we felt this past year, and then of course we can also talk about what we can look forward to as a little kind of teaser for everybody out there. But I will say, just think of how many podcasts there are in the world, and then think about how many of them don't last a year due to whatever reason. So the fact that we're able to sit here and talk about how we've been doing this for a year is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think what people struggle with, right, is just consistency. I mean, that's not to say that we haven't had like little hiatuses here and there, but at least we keep the people informed, and we're there and we're trying.
For sure. Like, cause everybody can understand, life happens, life stuff happens, you gotta deal with it. And then, but the important, like you said, like the important thing is that we we do come back and we do try to make an effort to kind of keep things in motion as best we can. Whether it's, somebody has to sit out or we try to, make new plans or we, push things back or what have you. But I don't know. I feel like this past year we've been kind of branching out, trying new things. I mean, this whole thing is new, but kind of seeing what we could do as far as a podcast goes, because Marcelo, it looks like you got some.
Well, I was gonna say it's not like we're not wanting to put content out, but like you said, we have lives outside of this, and sometimes
Mhm.
it gets in the way. But I have stuff, I have nerdy stuff that I want to talk about. There's a lot, I have opinions. I have
Yeah,
opinions.
Mhm.
and I know, like we have conversations online and stuff like that, but feel like it's probably safe to say that this is where we have the time to really actually like get down and dirty with all the shit that's goes on in the nerd world,
Yeah.
And beyond.
and beyond. But yeah, it's just nice that we can still kind of say like, "Hey, we're podcasters now,"
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I think as we continue to do this, we'll continue to like kind of grow into it a little bit more. Not to say it's definitely not perfect now, but I think we've become so much more comfortable with just talking to each other and vibing off of each other and stuff like that. I mean, we're fucking amazing. Well, at least I think we're amazing friends outside of this, right? I mean, I love you guys and I've known you guys for years. This is, but uh definitely, coming into this and like having stuff to talk about and okay, like what are we going to talk about? That's something that really nobody teaches you how to do. You either know what you're talking about or you don't, or it's like, man, well, let's just fuck around for a bit, and then all of a sudden we have a fucking 3 hour conversation about fucking how shitty Boba Fett is.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Nah, I'm
Spinning's a
joking.
neat trick.
Yeah, that's right.
By the way, shout out to the Boba Fett review. Is up right now on the podcast services around the world, so you might want to go check it out.
Once upon a time in Tatooine is what we should have called it.
I mean, you can still go change it.
Should I just in a year from now just secretly change the titles of all the episodes Just one by
E-
one?
Every anniversary, just randomize the names.
There you
See what
go.
happens.
Hell yeah!
Create a puzzle. Um, but yeah, I guess kind of just open it up to you guys. Just are there any things from this past year that you guys kind of look back on? It's like, yeah, that fucking rocked. I guess Joel, would you like to go first?
No, sneak attack. Marcelo, you first.
I was gonna say specifically for the podcast or just like general nerd shit for the year.
Well, I guess for like right now, just kind of. I mean, I guess it could be a mixture of both because if we talk about the podcast, we would be talking about certain things. But like, I don't know, was there like a certain thing that we did that you kind of just like looked back on and like felt really good? Like, yeah, that was a good episode.
Oh, I mean, I really love our review episodes. I think they're so much fun. I think that because we are our own people.
Hmm.
So, it's nice to hear people's different opinions and stuff like that because what was it? What show was it? That I didn't like and then I said I'd rewatched and came back and I was like, nah, you guys were right. Was it Origins? Maybe?
No, I think
Visions?
it would think it was
Vision.
Visions.
Yeah, Star Wars Visions. Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
there's still some you didn't like, but
Yeah.
you kind of came
My
around to
overall
it.
opinion about it definitely changed going back and giving it a second watch. But yeah, no, talking about the reviews, we had so much content last year to be able to watch through. Loki, all the shows we had last year.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
And I mean, this year's gonna be even more. Like, uh, are you guys gonna go see Morbius?
I feel like out of morbid curiosity, we kind of have to.
I mean, I keep telling Brian we should see it just to fucking rag on it and just it's just like the whole time tomato
Okay,
tomato.
you know what, Joel? I think it would be perfect.
I don't
If
want to pay fucking full price. I'll tell you that. Maybe like a Sunday matinee or
Well,
something.
you
But
guys can you guys should come out here, or you can go to the cheap movie theaters out here, and we can go watch it on a shitty TV screen. On
here,
a
when it comes out April 1st, right?
this week, as of this recording,
Next
it's
next
April 1st is next week.
next Friday.
Guys, is it a joke? Is it April? It's on April Fool's Day. Is it a fucking joke? Do you think it's gonna be like, nah, JK?
You know what my outlandish fantasy is for Morbius?
That it's gonna be
You s-
fucking amazing?
Yes, but not because it's Morbius. Because you sit down in the theater, movie starts. You know, we have like the first 15 minutes of the movie just kind of set up like Michael Morbius, you know? And then right when it gets to the part where he's like getting all like stupid vampire sword through the fucking chest.
Oh, it just turns into a Blade movie.
It just
oh,
turns to a
hell
Blade
yeah.
movie, baby. Mahershala just comes on screen. Everybody gets hyped.
Oakland.
I saved you the trouble.
Oh, hell yeah.
The best April Fool's joke. We get a good movie.
I don't know. We're getting Craven the Hunter as well. I don't know.
Who's Craven in this movie? We're getting Craven the Hunter.
No,
No.
maybe shit.
Oh.
I don't know what Sony's fucking doing. Just know we're getting a Craven movie.
Well, I
But
want you guys to come out here so we can watch it for not full price.
I'm actually down to do it.
I don't think I'm free next week, but maybe the week after.
I mean, are you in a rush to go see it?
I am fucking not. Hell to the fuck no.
Well, there you go. We can make it happen.
It'll probably be on like Blu-ray in like 3 weeks, honestly.
So I thought they pushed. So now we're going to talk about Morbius because now it's on my mind. I thought they pushed it back till later in the year. I didn't realize that did they bring it back into April? Didn't they like
it was
push it?
supposed to be in February or January. And then they
Oh,
pushed it to April.
They wanted it to sell.
they had to go and cut out all of the Michael Keaton scenes.
Mm.
All 2 of them, probably post credits.
It's all
30
post
seconds.
credits. Yeah, yeah. There you go.
God.
Hey, that guy's funny.
That's literally it, probably.
But yeah, I agree. I think the review episodes have been really fun. Just because I know, like, when we kind of talked about doing the podcast, I knew it was, or just like something like this in general, I knew it was kind of like, especially for you, Marcel, just kind of because you are like, I think out of all of us, you are the movie guy
Yeah,
out of all
yeah.
3 of us.
Mhm.
So like the reviews episodes, I felt like was good, or was like is your wheelhouse. Like is I feel like you have the most to talk about when it comes to these, because I know like for you like sit down and you like watch these movies and like you know how to articulate, specific things about whatever you're watching as far as like how it looks, sound quality. Like I remember we're talking about the Batman, you're talking about how, IMAX was like the way to go just because everything sounded like just 10 times better.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, and that's what I really enjoy about like movies, right? Is that you can dissect it in so many different ways, music, editing, acting, the actual story. There's so many ways to go. And I love that stuff. I love looking into all that and seeing the hard work that went into it when it's a success, and then I love seeing where it fails too. Like not every movie's perfect, and uh seeing those failures too. Like the Halo series just came out, guys, on Paramount Plus, and I heard it's fucking garbage.
I have
So
heard that as well.
I'm excited to watch that and report back to you guys about it.
You can go out in the field and
Yeah.
do it
Save
the
me.
job for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yeah, I also very enjoy the reviews of just because it's always, especially like when lockdown happened,
Yeah.
it was like harder to like one see things just because all the movie theaters were like closing up and shit like that, and just before they started dumping things on streaming services.
Mhm.
But also, it's like we use those like experiences, like those movie watching experiences, to one watch the movie or whatever we're watching, and then afterwards, you know, stand either in the theater or in the parking lot for like another half an hour, just fucking talking about what we just watched.
Oh man, when we were younger, those were the days. Stay out till midnight.
But it
Now
like, but now we are in bed by 9.
that's what I was gonna say. Going to a nine like uh I was out where was I? I was somewhere with Emma. We were like at a birthday party. She was like, "Oh, you can just go watch the Batman after we get home," and we would have been home at like 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, "You kidding me? I'm not gonna be home at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going. I need to be at the first movie showing in the morning the next day and still have a fuck ton of popcorn."
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
no, I mean, I'm like I said, there's so much this year coming up. I'm so excited to. Oh God, fucking Moon Knight is next week as of this recording,
Hell yeah.
and I'm just so excited to get into it with you guys and talk about all this stuff again. It's gonna be super exciting.
Mhm.
dude, gonna get Moon Knight. We're gonna get Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna get Obi-Wan. Gonna get Miss Marvel. That's just the beginning of the summer.
I know, and God, yeah, it's gonna go like Moon Knight and then Doctor Strange, right? And then
Pretty
There's gonna
much.
be there's gonna be like a, I don't know how many episodes Moon Knight
six,
has.
6.
6.
I
So
think
yeah,
so.
it'll pretty much stretch all throughout April, and then right when May starts, we'll get fucking Doctor
And
Strange.
then after that, Miss Marvel will lead into won't lead into it directly, but it was supposed to be Thor. But
Thor. I thought that was in
isn't it?
no, I thought Thor was in November.
Mm.
Because Obi-Wan's at the end of May.
Well, everything I'm seeing is July, man.
The fuck?
Yeah, July 8th, brother.
For
Thor: Love and Thunder.
I heard they
I
were
didn't
doing
know.
reshoots. I think they got pushed back too. Maybe they took it back. Maybe they pushed it up.
I'm looking. Okay, I'm searching on the fly, guys. Give me a second.
Oh boy,
Is Wakanda Forever pushed to next year, or is that still this year?
July 8th. No, Wakanda Forever got pushed to December, I think.
they can take their
Yeah,
time.
November 11th. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well,
guys. It's in July,
Spider
bro.
Verse.
Spider-Verse
Wow,
2.
Spider-Verse 2 is going to be this year.
What if season 2 She-Hulk is this year?
What if season 2 is this year?
Yeah,
Already? Damn.
they moving
And we're getting the Cassian Andor series still too.
Hell
this
yeah.
year.
Yeah, we should be.
I mean, they could take their time. I want it to be good. Take your time.
Fuck. And that's not to mention all the other like movies that we'll probably want to see this year.
I know, right? This is strictly just Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Did Flash got pushed back to next year?
Yeah, almost all the DC stuff except
Black
Black
Adam?
Adam got pushed next year.
I get to see Black Adam. That'd be kind of cool. Hopefully.
I mean, we'll see. I can't
We'll
judge it
see.
now.
Yeah.
The visuals, the visuals looked dope as hell though,
Yeah.
from what they've shown.
I still haven't seen Shazam, so I should get on that.
What?
Sam is fun.
Yeah.
It's one of the better ones.
I heard it was really good. I heard the interview. What's the actor? What's the main actor?
Zachary Levi?
Yeah, it was with Levi. But when the movie was coming out, he did an interview and he was talking about the director and just how like attention to detail they were with making that movie, and just how
Yeah,
interesting it was to watch that process. And having him like with a camera, getting that like bending their body to like get the perfect angle for a shot.
nice. Yeah, yeah. It was well done. It was well done. DC's stepping it up a little bit.
Yeah, that movie gave me hope for DC when I saw it. I was like, okay, they finally are like letting like kind of like the director and writers like, oh, this is what we could do. So I was like, okay, they're stepping up to the plate here.
Now, if they can keep making movies like the Batman, then I think they're on a good track right now. But yeah, the reviews. There's gonna be a lot coming this year, so hold on tight for that. Um, I kind of wanted to bring up something for you, Joel. This
Me?
past year, you had the cool idea of doing some roundtable discussions this past year,
Hell yeah.
and I think they went pretty well. To be honest, I think the first one you did for Overwatch, I think was our first like pretty big uh, episode, just as far as kind of like viewership like or listener base goes. Like it pretty popped off pretty well. And then of course we did the two-parter D&D series as well. I just kind of want to ask you like uh looking back on like on those, like how do you feel about the whole roundtable idea?
Um, I feel like that's been, at least for me, one of the funnest parts. Like I love our reviews where we get to shoot the shit. It's fun, but bringing in that extra energy of another guest person or a guest speaker, it's really fun. And you get to collaborate, new ideas, and sometimes even once in a while, like we get challenged a little. And it's been an interesting process. And with the Overwatch episode, it was really cool to embrace this nostalgia for something I kind of forgot about, especially with Overwatch, because it was at its time. I can think of all our friends. We would come together, make time to play it, and we all, even though I was bitching while playing it, I was still enjoying it though. It's like let's get together. Oh motherfucker, Genji sliced me in half again. Blah blah blah. But it was fun, and just all of us there, we really enjoyed it, and just this love we had for it. And then, of course, following our love of that and looking back, there was a pull the curtain back kind of moment with Overwatch and Blizzard, and we had to talk about it. It's like we dove into this, and now we got to like talk about everything that happened. But I think the roundtables were really good, and I think our guests had a lot of fun, which is great. I hope that we do have guests and returning guests. They still have fun because I enjoy just chatting and shooting the shit with you guys, and we bring someone in and they bring that great energy. It's great. It's fun. It's collaborative.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the roundtables are were some of like the funnest episodes I think we've had, at least being a participant in most of them. Um, but yeah, hopefully we can do some more this coming year. I know we had that idea for the Star Wars one that we should do, and I hope Marcelo would be involved, get involved because I think that would be a very fun conversation. I know there's a few people that we know that will have widely different views on Star Wars.
Oh yeah. It'll be interesting to see like how I mean how everybody's reaction is to the franchise. I mean, I think we all like it here for the most part. Um, I mean, I have a
Ooh, look at that nice stormtrooper tattoo right there.
but yeah, I mean, I definitely. What about you, Brian? What's been your thing besides the reviews? Anything else?
I mean, it's just kind of for me, it's just kind of cool to be able to kind of flex this new muscle that we've kind of been gaining for ourselves and just kind of seeing where it can take us. Like like each episode feels like it's just so different than each other than every other one just because it has its own individual energy to it. Like this whole process has been very like eye-opening because if you're just like a listener to a podcast, if you're just like sitting there like listening to a podcast, like you don't really know how much goes into making it work.
Yeah.
And so like starting this whole thing was very eye-opening, just kind of like how much it takes to get a podcast onto like Google, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, what have you. Just getting something live in air is very intriguing.
Not only that too, and it's also, you struggle to kind of find your own like identity as a podcast, right? Like I remember when we first kind of started in my mind, it was going to be like, oh, let's do it like Castle Super Beast, right? Where they have like this structure where they start at A and then they end at B, but I think we ended up becoming a little bit more freeform, which is much more our
Mhm.
style. We kind of, I mean, we tangent here and there, but we have so much fun with it, and we just get to talk about what we love, which is what we're here to do anyways, right? We get to talk about the shit that we like and what we found interesting. And so, I really feel like we've finally kind of found our groove in that sense, where we're not trying to emulate somebody else. Now we're us,
Yeah.
and that's awesome.
And I think this is the point because the whole idea was just like it was just us hanging out, you know, doing what we've been doing for like the past how long has it been? Like 13 years now?
um 2009, 10, 12, 13 years.
It's a long time.
I know, and I think I've been friends with Joel now for
Not to be doctored here.
20 years.
Shit, man. About yeah.
Holy shit.
It's
Which
funny.
For
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Joel.
I was gonna say, the I I met Marcel usually just fucking. We were just laughing in homeroom drawing, and you probably heard. I knew of Ben at the time. We're talking about Gundams and shit and Pokemon, and eventually I met Brian through theater, where I met so many of my current friends. And again, Ben's like, "Hey, this is Brian. He's pretty cool. He likes Gundams." I was like, "Oh, does he?" It's oh, a fellow Gundam enthusiast. And it's just I feel like throughout my life, nerdom has even just brought people together. That's how I met one of my friends named Chris. Like, really met him. I was like, "Hey, you like Pokemon?" Like, it's just things we liked and been chatting throughout the years, and we just, it just brought us together, and we just these things we love and how it affected our life. Marcelo has a tattoo of this thing he loves so much, and it's just how I have our walls are plastered with art. We spend time gaming, movies. We're here talking about it. That's how much we like these things. We put a year of talking about nerdy shit here together, and it's just kind of awesome. And like you were saying, Brian, it takes a lot of work. Also, promotion, putting together. Like Marcelo was saying, we have lives. We have to coordinate. It is a group project of many levels and very rewarding, but also takes a lot of work. More than you would think. More
Oh
than you
yeah.
would think.
I just want to shout out real quick. Like it was never like talked about, but I kind of do appreciate you, Joel, for being the one that's like very adamant about the scheduling. Because I will fucking honestly admit that I have kind of really laxed on like setting like a time and date for certain things. So I really do appreciate that you've been kind of guiding the ship, as it were. You
Yeah.
know.
Sometimes I feel like the guy with the horse with the carrot with you guys, but also me, but also so I don't forget. Because I'm like, oh fuck. I forgot to mark my calendar. It's like, oh shit. And because we're getting older, we get busier. Our families are getting older. We're spending more time and balancing. We can't. I can't have to be reasonable too. But like, what do you mean you can't make it? Like, you guys got shit to do. You guys got lives. Like we have to
Hmm.
coordinate this shit, and it's hard. As we've gotten older, you have to balance it.
Yeah. And I think it's just kind of like the thing with like more repetition. It'll get easier in time, just kind of like figuring out like what is the best scheduled. Because like right now, it's like we don't record. We tried recording on the same day at the beginning, like every week, and then eventually that just started like not working. So yeah, we just figure out the best time we could do it, and if that means sometimes like one of us is very busy during the week, or like all of us are busy during the week, we'll figure out sometime next week, or somewhere down the line to make it work. But at the end of the day, we make it work, and I think that's the key to all of this is that it's okay to not feel like you have to pressure yourselves to kind of get things cracking, you know, all day, every day, like every week kind of thing. It's like if you just give it the time, yeah, maybe it won't be consistent, but at least you'll be able to say that you put in your 100% energy into like an episode or like a review or a roundtable or what have you, So it's
Yeah,
that.
no. I mean,
Yeah.
it might not be totally consistent now, but at least we come in still wanting to do it. We're not forcing ourselves to be here
Exactly.
and being like, well, I guess we have to put something out today. Like we're just like, hey, let's like I was so excited to talk about Batman last week. Which uh, I'm excited for everybody to hear. It's just there's moments. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. Once it stops being fun and it's a chore, and it's like, well, why are we doing this? And it's kind of how I feel about like we talk about how we stream sometimes and stuff like. That's why I don't stream some certain games because if it becomes like a chore, I'm like, oh, this isn't fun anymore. But some things you do for fun. Yeah, but I wanted to do a lore drop for us. Brian, someone has asked me before, but I did not want to fudge the details.
Oh.
Why are we called United We Nerd?
Oh yeah. So this is actually so the story behind the United We Nerd name kind of goes back to it's a combination of things really. The idea for the podcast itself just kind of spewed out of kind of like the first half of the pandemic, and it was like late 2020 and like the beginning of the year for 2021, where it's just kind of like fuck, like everybody was kind of very isolated for 2020 for good reasons. Um, but we kind of took for granted how easy it was just to be able to get together in person and talk, and how disruptive not being able to see people face to face became. And so half of the reason was okay, I wanted to create this with you guys in order to be able to have those conversations that we would normally have in person, you know. So there's that. But as far as like kind of like the name United We Nerd, it just kind of comes from like the past few years how everything has been kind of like, everybody online and any kind of fandom of any like nerd culture has that's very dark spots where it seems like no matter what you choose, you're on the bad side of somebody, or like there's always going to be a gatekeeper that says that your opinion is false and, you're not a real fan of this and that. So I kind of wanted to have this podcast be like hey, it doesn't matter what you like, it doesn't matter what your opinion is. We could all agree that we love, X, Y, and Z. And we can come here and talk about it because we don't feel like it's necessary that we need to like drag somebody down or like tell somebody that we think that your opinion's wrong and that you should feel bad because it's wrong to us and you should, not be a fan anymore. We want to be able to promote as many cool things that we think are cool, and hopefully that from us talking about it, people can find it to be something that they'll enjoy as well, or at least find like some kind of like respect or appreciation for something. And also, if we ever have people on our podcast that come from a different sector of the nerd culture that we're not particularly like, knowledgeable of, maybe they could talk about it and hopefully get other people interested in and, create more fans of something in the nerd world, So it's just kind of like a nice unification, unite like we are all nerds of something and we should be together and not separate, especially during this day and age of
Here,
the Twitter
here,
world.
here.
Raise a glass to that, Captain.
Hi.
Boy.
Yeah. That's just kind of like the gist of it for the most part. Speaking of, um, I don't know if when people listen to this, if they notice that thanks to the artistic stylings of One Marcello, you'll notice that we actually have new logos and stuff.
Yay! Moving on
Woo!
up.
Getting a new fresh face on,
Hell yeah.
and I know I'm not just saying this because we're friends, but I legit really dig what you did, Marcelo,
Thank you, sir.
and also just kind of the new tagline that you made along with it, where nerd cultures collide. I feel like is a very fitting tagline for this podcast, and now it's cemented in digital ink.
Forever.
I don't even remember what
Yeah.
it looks like. Oh, there it is. There we go.
Like, let me just remember what the fuck I did.
That does look pretty clean, nice and simple. Cool. I'm excited for everybody to see it. Like I said, as we continue to grow, it's just becoming more and more. We're kind of starting to fit in. I remember you were like, "Hey, man, like, how would you feel about doing a podcast called United We Nerd?" And you kind of gave me like the bullet points. I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then like I think within like an hour or so, I was like, "Dude, what do you think of this logo?" And it was just like super.
Dude, you fucking went to the grindstone real fast. I was surprised.
I was like, I want to make it happen.
And so it did. A year later, here we are.
And also, I want to shout out something more recently that was added to the podcast. If you guys have been listening, you notice that there's a little bit extra going on in the beginning and end of the podcast. And I know we've probably talked about it before, but in case you didn't hear, we got some music from the one and only Mad Mech Monster Mind himself, Joel,
Yes,
coming in
yes,
hot with them hot tracks.
yes. Yeah, I was just like, oh, this would be pretty cool actually if we put it at the beginning. I know I tested it a couple times, and you're like, yeah, let's do it. And then I sent it to you and myself, like, what about this? Yeah, let's do it. And then for our reviews, I have something in the pipes as well. I
Ooh.
need these two guys to hear it, so we'll have different music for the reviews as well as the regular episode. So differentiating, so you'll kind of know, like, oh, this is going to be a review episode or not, whatever. So
Man,
more on the way.
we're so creative, guys.
We're some creative bunch of fellows.
There's an alternate universe where we didn't do anything. We just did one episode, and we're like, "Fuck this shit."
It's fucking lame.
It's fucking dumb.
But I don't know. When the first podcast where you added the music into, and I listened to it, was like, fuck, this sounds like a legit podcast.
I know, and it was. You know what? I think Joel, you cut that episode, right? You edited it.
With the intro or just the outro or both? Which one?
I don't know. It's just
was-
the way that you created the intro, where like something funny you said, and you're like cut to the theme song. It was like it was so perfect. It was just perfect.
I think
was
there's one
great.
where I burp too, and then like the music literally comes on. I like it.
Masterful editing skills.
That's part of the job, right? That's the magic.
And that's another thing. Like, Joel, I know, like you've been making your music for a while, and I know Marcel. Like, you two were in a high school band together.
Couple.
In a couple actually. So you guys have been kind of familiar with just kind of like sound editing and stuff like that. But like as far as like the podcast goes, this is like my first foray into like like sound mixing and editing and shit like that. And I was fucking surprised. Like, damn, you guys have to like I'm just like looking at all this stuff on Audacity. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Dude, you did such a good job, though. I mean,
Yeah.
the internet is such an amazing place. Well, it's not an amazing place, but there's so much stuff that you can do. Like, if you ever need help with anything, you just Google it and you'll find the answer because somebody's already asked that question.
Very true. But yeah, it just this whole process has just gave me a better appreciation for people that have been doing podcasts for years.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
I listen to podcasts that have been around for almost like 2 decades now, and I'm just like, I can't imagine how it would have been like back then.
Right?
You know,
Literally cutting it. They have the fucking radio style. No, they probably had digital stuff. But I think maybe we mentioned it before, but it's kind of funny. Marcel and I had this teacher a long time ago in high school, and he had a podcast with
Oh, yeah.
him and two other
Oh.
teachers, and they were all right. I mean, they were kind of funny, but I think they were worried about saying what they wanted to say because they knew their teenage students were listening. But it's kind of funny, like, oh, we ended up doing that too. But we're funnier. Yeah, it's like that's funny how they were literally talking about what they like too, their day. I think Muse Knights of Sidonia came out. They were nerding out about that at the time. Damn, I'm old. But yeah, it's like, oh, that happened. We did that. Here we are.
and the cycle continues.
Look at us.
Would have thought.
A couple of cards we are. But yeah, it's been a very interesting experience so far, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you guys.
Hell yeah.
So I guess speaking of continuing journeys, I feel like it would be kind of the optimal time to kind of talk about a new prospect in our kind of sequence of content. If you're listening to this on the regular podcasting services, this is the first episode that is on our YouTube channel now.
Hell
The
yeah.
podcast has a YouTube channel. For right now, it's only going to be the audio version of the podcast, but once we kind of get things all settled in on YouTube, we will definitely be, if you guys are down, maybe try some video podcasts. People could see our
Potentially,
faces.
I gotta clean my fucking all this stuff. Like we're getting rid of this bed, so this whole room was gonna be turned into like a chill space. So it'll be better than actually. What I need to do is actually need to bring my drum set into the house because I need to start practicing. So
For work.
That work band.
work band, bro. Got to play some classic rock.
Yeah. Don't throw your drumsticks at the singer. Well, actually do that. Or doesn't
Nah,
do
man,
that.
they're too cool for that.
Okay, I have to ask you this question because I feel like it always changes throughout the years. What is considered classic rock to this band?
Classic rock to them is what you and I consider classic rock, right? Queen, a lot of
Okay.
the 70s. No, oh yeah, we're playing classic rock, bro. We're gonna play Hoobstink.
Dude, I can
you.
What do you? Well, I mean it's a joke, but Hoobstink plays on like the 90s, 80s, 90s, and
I was gonna
and
say
hits of the
the
2000s.
other day Nirvana came on like one of the greatest hits like radio stations. Like fuck me, man. I know I'm 30, but god damn it.
Amazing the things that make us feel old.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna keep happening. Like it started when the cartoons we saw on Cartoon Network when we grew up are now on Boomerang, and now it's reached to the classic rock stations, and it's just gonna keep getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I personally am getting into that point when it comes to music where I'm like, I'm getting too old for this shit. Like I'm just like I like my music. Like I don't really venture out too much into like what's like the top hits of today because I'm not feeling it. Like all I've been listening to lately is like old. I've been really I've been back into like all the emo music from the early 2000s. That's what I've been listening
Yes.
to.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Did you listen to Atreyu Falling Down recently? I thought about that song the other day.
Dude, I listen to Atreyu every day.
Marcelo. Breaking Benjamin though.
I know. Breaking Benjamin's always been great. I always listen to them. But I've been listening to like My Chemical Romance and Paramore and just going back to all of
I
that. And it's such a it's so good. Linkin Park, of course.
It was the anniversary of his birthday, I think, recently. Chester
Yeah, it was
Bennington.
like a day or
Yeah.
two ago.
R.I.P.
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 I'm glad that people have kind of gotten over like the whole trend of being like, "Oh, Lincoln Park is not that great," or everything, but everything past hybrid theory is kind of shit. It's like, shut the fuck up.
What, everything past their first CD? So you're saying Meteora wasn't good?
Oh,
Huh?
dude.
Minutes to Midnight? Huh?
I remember that. I remember that.
Dude, even like the Transformers days, I still think they were pretty good. Even though people like to rag on it because it was in a Transformers movie, it was still
I
fucking,
like to rag on it, and it was a good.
it was a banger. Fucking cross that divide any day.
But like yesterday, I was driving to work, and I was like, I'm gonna listen to like some Motley Crue, bro. Like that's old.
Okay, but let me not prove a point, but like see if you guys agree. When that rare occasion comes by when you find a new band or like a new song that you like, is it because it reminds you of an old song or an
Yes,
old band?
totally.
It's never something new. It's always like, oh man, that sounds like
Or what's
Alice
been
in Chains or
happening with
something like that.
me. What's been happening with me is because I live on TikTok, I'll like hear songs that just keep getting played over and over and over again. I'm like, fuck, I'll fucking save this so I can listen to it in the car because they end up getting stuck in my head.
I will give TikTok this one credit because it doesn't deserve a lot. TikTok has been almost one of the sole platforms where I have found so many new bands.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether they're just like
Mhm.
doing covers or if they're like just like new bands trying to like make a thing, you know, like I will give TikTok that credit just because I've so many like really good people on TikTok
Okay,
Oh,
here
yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
would have
send you this.
never heard otherwise.
Uh,
So here I'm gonna send you this song really quick because of
Um,
TikTok. Uh,
their
okay.
visibility is pretty good. I've put a couple of just like my screen caps of songs I put on SoundCloud, and that's been way better than whatever I've done for Twitter or
Mm.
Facebook or Instagram. Like it's really like good. Like if you want to, it's kind of like thing you have to jump on the trend, but it's actually good. Like I have people like checking it out, actually looking, or even if they're skipping it, at least they found it. Like on Twitter, it's like it reached one person. I put like a bazillion hashtags, but TikTok, they really get you to the algorithm. It really finds you. So you want it to take off, even with like video game stuff. Some shit I thought like this is dumb. It won't get like 5 loops. Some of them got like I don't know 500. It's like this is hella dumb. I like punching a person in the face or whatever. It's just that good. And there's
Yeah.
so many people on it. I think that's what it is too. So many people looking for the things they
I
like.
I will thank TikTok for giving me an abundance of like female scream metal singers that just sound fucking awesome.
yes, sir.
There's this one cover artist that I've been listening to, Rain Paris. I don't know if you've seen her on like TikTok or anything. She's fucking awesome. Like she has that like she can like go into like kind of like Paramore, like Haley Williams level, and just fucking go
Nice.
to like that scream metal shit, and it's like, oh fuck yeah, like it's the
Nice.
kind of music that like pumps you up. It's like let's fucking go.
Hell yeah.
You gotta
Play
link
some
it to me so I can check it out.
Yep.
hell yeah.
Think it to me too.
But I just sent you guys a video that you guys can check out after we wrap up here. But I found it on TikTok, and I was like, this totally reminds me of everything that we used to listen to in high school.
What is this?
But yeah, man, it's been a great year. I'm so excited for this year to be with you guys. I mean, you know, things are getting better when it comes to in regards to the pandemic. Not amazing, but at least you know, we have
progress.
the opportunity to kind of see each other from time to time now.
I agree.
But this won't stop.
We'll never stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Any final thoughts?
I'm just looking forward to this coming year. You know, so many cool things that we're going to be able to do.
You, Joel?
Final thoughts. Just want to say thank you to India, Brazil, Germany, Russia, UK, South Africa, Philippines, Pakistan, Norway, Canada, Bangladesh, Austria, and of course, California. Thank you. Of course, I mean the United States, of course, everyone there. Thank you for listening. This is fucking wild. It always blows my mind.
Yeah.
I always thought it was wild when people listen to my music, but this is dope. People are listening to us talk about nerdy shit, which blows my mind. And like almost sometimes the same shit, but we of course different energies, different spins, different thoughts. It's awesome. Just thank you so much. It really means a lot. I mean, even if we only had 3 people, that's still dope at the end of the day. So it's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for continuing listening. If it's your first time, awesome. Check out our other episodes. I think we're hilarious. Well, we're better than our teacher who did it, but I'm gonna keep saying that. And better than that one guy who thinks he's a doctor and spreads misinformation. I'll always say that. But yeah, thank you so goddamn much. What about you guys?
Oh, I said it. We're gonna have a great year, guys, and just happy to be here with you guys. And yeah, can't wait.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I definitely look forward to hopefully seeing like a community really form, because I know there's so many people out there in the world that I feel like it would just be so cool to interact with,
Mm-hmm.
like other nerds, and just be able to like to talk about anything and everything, whether it be on this podcast or just kind of like online, like social media, interacting with other people.
Yeah.
A long time ago, and there used to be conventions with thousands of people. There'd be like little waiting areas for people with their projects. Maybe one day we'll be at a con, just there to talk with people. Maybe. I don't think it's. I used to think it was impossible at the beginning, but I don't think it's impossible anymore. I think we could do it, but of course with restrictions and
That'd be
safety. But
dope,
maybe one day, see us at a table. That's all I'm saying.
dude. That's like
I think we could do it.
I feel like that should be a goal. Like not to like just like be like popular, just but be able just to like be able to have a people reckon like notice us at a convention and just be
Mhm.
able to feel comfortable to come talk to us and just like be excited about things. Like we can like talk about whatever,
Mhm.
you know. Like
Mm-hmm.
if we can make this podcast be kind of like a safe haven for people to just be able to feel comfortable to be a nerd, I
Yeah,
feel like that's when we've like hit our peak, you know.
that's the goal, man. We just want people to be who they are, be themselves, not be afraid to not be afraid to express the things that they love, the things, you know, we don't hold judgments against people here. If you like it, talk about it, be passionate about it. Just go with that.
Mhm.
The only caveat is that you better not be an asshole.
Yeah,
'Cause
just don't be an asshole.
Or gatekeeper. You know what we do to
be
gatekeepers in Destiny? We fucking kill them. Smash them. Don't be a gatekeeper. Gatekeep the gatekeepers. How about that? That's okay. But yeah, don't be a dick. That's simple.
break down their gate with our bigger gate that has wide open doors.
Oh,
Knock down their gate with our
you think
big
you
ass
can close
doors.
this door?
Uh, but yes, congrats all around for a year of podcasting and to many more in the
Yes.
coming
No,
future.
you said it's only a year, so I don't know. You already
Oh,
said it.
well, I better get my my delete button ready.
It's just after the we're gonna review Morbius and we're fucking done. That's it.
That's the biggest April Fool's joke.
That's what's going to shut down the channel.
We're gonna come on this podcast and be like, you know what, guys, Morbius? Huh?
And it's going to just be static for 2 hours.
I could just imagine Joel being like, Morbius, 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 Morbius.
Just on a loop.
Best movie of the year.
Jared Leto as a living trash fire.
Just gonna be Jared Leto's Joker laugh nonstop.
Oh god.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Thanks for listening.
See you guys in the next podcast.